are dedicating the shiur Leilui Nishmat Devorah Bat Shmuel and Refuah Shelema of Ora Devorah Bat Rivka. Unfortunately, we had also the terrible tragedy of yesterday, correct? In Eretz Israel, we lost. I just heard that we lost also the rabbi that was injured very. Huh? Yes. So Hashem Kom Damam Ve'ezat Hashem, and we should not hurt any more tragedies and no more suffering in Am Yisrael. Also the Nishmat Be'ela Bat Chana. Okay, Rabotai. There was a great rabbi. His name was Rabbi Yitzchak Hutner. I don't know if you heard about him. This rabbi was kidnapped. And if I remember good, in that flight of Mivtza Entebbe, how they call it in English, I don't know. Yeah, that they took the plane and was a whole balagan. So he was kidnapped, and Baruch Hashem, he was saved. However, he said that right when they got to that airport, when they kidnapped him, they separated him between regular Americans and American Jews. Right? And at that moment, he felt that if the people think that whatever we passed in the Holocaust was over, yeah, the sin'ah and the hate is still over there. So this great Rabbi Hutner asked one time, he says, it's written in the Gemara writes that there is 2 holidays that when Mashiach will come, they will not get annullated. All the holidays will be annullated whenever Mashiach will come. Besides 2, Hanukkah and Purim. Right? Meaning all the Hagim, Pesach, Sukkot, Rosh Hashanah, Shavuot, all of them, they're going to be canceled. Hanukkah and Purim, no. So the great rabbi asked, why? Why it's so special by these 2 Hagim, and especially now that we're talking about Purim, what is so special about Purim that the Torah is not going to annulate this Hag when Mashiach will come? You know, it's written, I just mentioned it inside, that on Purim we have the mitzvah of Matanot LaEvenim. And it's written, Kol HaPoshet Yad Notnim Lo. Whoever is coming to you asking you for money, you have the obligation to give him. Not even a question. What are you taking for? And no. You just go and you give money. And that's on Purim. The Hasidim are explaining that Kol HaPoshet Yad Notnim Lo, means literally whoever is putting his hand, right, and is asking, we have to give him. Say the Hasidim, not only in money, but especially in tefillah. Borei Olam, the day of Purim, is a special day that whatever you will ask from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're asking, Borei Olam have to give you. Have to give you. And it says why? The day of Purim is such a special day that Chachamim are saying, that's why we call Yom Kippur. It's like Kippurim, it's like Purim. The reason is because Purim is in such a high madriga, such a high level that we cannot even imagine what a segulot have these days. There was a great rabbi that explained once, I believe was the same Rabbi Hutner. He said, I'm going to give you a mashal, famous mashal of, Rabbi Hutner give another mashal. A famous mashal that the Chidushei HaRim writes, says this guy that was, sorry, let me remember. Yes, like this guy that he made a huge favor to the king, very famous mashal, and he saved the life of the king. So the king said he was so impressed. He says, "Listen, I'm going to give you 1 hour. You enter to my treasures, and you can take whatever you want." Then the king held himself. He said, "I'm crazy. I gave him a whole hour. I'm nuts. The guy's going to take a lot of money." He says, "You know what? Let me check what this guy loves." And he checked, and he realized that the guy loves alcohol. Loves alcohol. Whiskey, arak, whatever it is. So the guy said, so the king decided, right at the entrance of the place, he's going to put a whole bar, You know, they're just going to offer him a little bit of cognac and arak, right? And that's what happened. At the end of the day, the guy started to drink, and from one cup to another, and from the other one to the third one. The guy lost the whole opportunity. The hour passed, and he lost the opportunity. Say the Hidushei Harim, Rabotai, this is not a joke from one of us. Hidushei Harim writes down, you know why Borei Olam is giving us the mitzvah of drinking? Because he wants you not to pray too much. He knows that if you're going to pray too much, you're going to get everything. There is kiviyachol a nisayon, a test that God is giving us the day of Purim, right? There is a mitzvah of drinking, but here is depending how much you're going to drink. Torah didn't say you have to drink like crazy and to be in the floor. No, drink a little bit, be a little bit happy. But be careful that your Purim will not pass without the filot. Why? You're going to miss the opportunity. Because whatever you will ask from Borei Olam, He's going to accept it right away. What a merit and what a great opportunity that we're going to have the day of Purim. But Rabotai, the question is why? Why the day of Purim is such an important day? Why Purim is more than any other day in the year? Here comes the mashal of this great Rabbi Hutner. He says that there were two guys, a pilot and his co-pilot. They had a problem in the small airplane, and they had to make an emergency landing. Where? In the middle of the jungle. They got in the middle of the jungle. Now, it wasn't a regular jungle. It was, huge trees and everything. I don't know if it was jungle or forest, whatever it is. These two guys got lost totally. They found themselves inside this forest. They cannot even see. The trees were so high. Even in the middle of the day, you cannot even see. Everything is so dark. Bichlal at night was crazy. These two guys happened to be, they separated themselves. One guy went to one side, the other one went to another side to find each one his way. And Rabotai, the co-pilot, found two big stones. The stones that can get out a little bit of fire. He got a little bit of fire. He was able to have a certain type of antorch it's called, right? And he started to look for the way out. He went, I don't know how many hours looking out, going here, going there, until finally he got his way out from the forest, and Baruch Hashem, he got saved. And a few minutes after, he hears a whole noise coming from inside the forest. The trees are moving and the plants, and all of a sudden he sees his friend. Say, Baruch Hashem, you get saved. But what's that? How did you get saved? You didn't have even light. And the friend said, who needs light? I already learned how to look in the darkness. Say, Rabbi Hutner, why Purim is a great day? More than any other day of the calendar of the Jewish calendar. You know why? Because all the Jewish calendar is an entourage. All of the holidays, we saw miracles clear in our eyes. We saw how Borei Olam is making here Kriyat Yam Suf. He's protecting Am Yisrael in the Midbar. A lot of miracles. Believing on God when there is miracles, it's beautiful. But that's not the point. The point is to believe on God in the darkness. To be able to see in the darkness. Say HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this holiday will be forever. If you were able to look and to see God, even when there is darkness, this is called Mashiach. This is called Geula. This is called salvation. Let me tell you, you know how many years took the whole entire story of Purim? How much time took the whole entire story? 9 years. Almost 10. You understand what's going on? We read the Megillah, half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour max. And that's it. And you see everything is such a beautiful story. This guy wanted to kill him. He killed Vashti. Then there is Esther. Then there is Haman coming out. Then there is Mordechai saving the king. Then there is וליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה. Beautiful. Rabotai, 9 years. I just want you to remember 9 years ago what happened. Throughout all these 9 years. If we had Obama and then we have Trump, and who is going to make such a connection from the salvation all of the years to connect it from, right? And the Megillah, Mordechai and Esther. Megillat Esther, because they were hide, because Borei Olam hide himself, because Borei Olam wants you to see in the darkness, wants you to see all the 9 years, everything is a connection of the whole plan of Borei Olam. This is called Purim. And that's why whoever is able to take this message of Purim to our lives, and is praying to Borei Olam the day of Purim, is having such a salvation and such an answer that we cannot get to that level any day of the year. What a special segula. Let me just tell you, and with this I am done. He says, on Purim, we had the miracle of the salvation of the Jews. Listen what's written by the Midrashim. When Haman went to call up Mordechai, Rabotai, right, to put him in the horse, before that, everybody knew already that Haman wants to kill up Mordechai. Everybody knew. Why? They saw the tree that this guy built, right? Everybody knew. Mordechai is going to be dead in a few more days. Haman, said the Midrash, one day, came up to the Beit HaMidrash of Mordechai. Mordechai was teaching children. What he was teaching them? What he was teaching them? Don't tell me Chumash. No. Ilchot, if I remember good, Ilchot Negaim. We're talking about things of Tum'ah and Tahara. Things that are not applying in those days because there was no Beit HaMikdash. Now imagine, there is a Rabbi in his school teaching the kids Torah, and all of a sudden there is one Rasha, whatever it is, coming inside the classroom. What will happen at that moment? Normally, the kids will all stand, and what to do? They will look at the Rabbi, what to do? The Rabbi, nothing. Mordechai Tzaddik, continue teaching. And the kids were listening. And there is the Rasha standing in the door, and they continue the shiur. Rabotai, Aman took Mordechai. But then he had to take him, right, for the horse first. Aman took Mordechai, he put him in the horse, he went all of the city, he came back. What will be the reaction of the kids when they see Mordechai again? Everybody will jump on top of the Rabbi, right? Rabbi, you're the best. You see how this Rasha wanted. No. Rabotai, kids, shiur, sit down. Learning Torah. What causes the salvation of the story of Purim? This is called in Hebrew, hidbatlut. To annihilate yourself. Annihilate yourself. Hidbatlut. Those students of Mordechai understood that they cannot put their own feelings inside the story. I have to analyze myself. Mordechai is coming, we have to follow whatever Mordechai said. We already made a mistake when Mordechai told us not to go to the party. The glad kosher party. That according to Chachamim, right, every single one had his glad kosher meat, glad kosher wine. Why glad kosher wine? There is a problem of yain nesech. Why? There was no problem of yain nesech. You know why? Because the Sara Mashkim was Mordechai. The minister of the drinks was Mordechai. Everything was glad kosher mehadrin, mechitza. 2 different houses. One for men, one for ladies. Mechitza. 7 days. Until the last day, what happened? Until the last day, say Chachamim, that was Yom Kippurim shechal beShabbat. And the Jews went. And then they started a whole fight. The Gemara writes in Masechet Megillah. Achashverosh told his guys, they started to talk, who are the most beautiful girls of the whole kingdom? One said Parsiot Naot, the ones that are coming from Persia. The other one says, no, until Achashverosh said, I don't know, not about the Parsiot and not about nothing. I have one, She's the most beautiful one. And everybody said, Yalla, bring her. Rabotai, imagine the Jews. They thought they're coming to a glad kosher event. And they got stuck in the most lower class, lower tarif event. Mordechai knew that. And Mordechai told Am Yisrael, don't go. And Am Yisrael didn't listen. After they didn't listen, what was the tikkun of the averah that they did? To have idbatlut, to annulate themselves. Now whatever Mordechai will say, we do. 3 days fasting, children. Everybody will fast. Yes, no questions. But it's hard. Listen, my kid is sick. No questions. Everybody's fasting. Everybody will pray. Everybody will sit down in the shiur of Mordechai Tzaddik. Why? Because at the moment that Am Yisrael are getting to Hitbatlut, Am Yisrael are annihilating their own needs for the need of Borei Olam, for whatever Borei Olam wants us to do, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is ready to open also His gates. Rabotai, let's take these 2 points. Point number 1, to understand that the day of Purim is a great day just because we're able to see in the darkness. And unfortunately, we just saw the darkness yesterday again. How many darkness we have to pass? And even in those moments, we have to understand that Borei Olam is managing everything for our good. We have to do teshuvah, we have to reinforce ourselves. But at the moment of darkness, if we see godliness, this is called the miracle of Purim. How are we going to be able to see godliness in the darkness? When you're going to have itbatlut, when you're going to annihilate your own needs for whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu is asking, then Borei Olam is going to show the salvation. Baruch Adonai Le'olam.